Okay, so Splash Slasher. This is the feedback on the tasks. So this is on your pre-production now. So if we go to pre-production tasks, if we start off with, okay, so that will need to be moved into the production stage just because we've swapped things around a little bit, so it's a bit more of a flow. So we go to the mood board. So who's doing the mood board? Amy Campbell. Good, that's good. I like the way you've named it. Okay, this is looking good so far. The only concern I have at the minute is that it does look like you're making like trendy Hollyoaks. I'm not sure where the horror costume's coming in. So I know these are your stereotypes, but do you have an antagonist? Because if so, I can't see their costume design. Oh, it's further down. Oh, okay, no problem then. Oh, good, there we go, lovely. Okay, so whoever's picking this up will have to now get like a medical smock from eBay or something, yeah. And on their costume design, what I want to see is a screenshot of that eBay site with the money and how much it's going to cost to actually obtain that piece of work. Yeah. Okay, this is good. What you should do now to improve this is get in trailers of films that use these kind of characters. Okay, and then write a little bit next to it about why you've decided to choose this in relation to your film particularly. Okay. Now this is important because at the minute this is lacking a little bit of kind of clearer annotation. This is fine, but we can't really see where the ideas are coming from, so that's why it needs that. Yeah. So chuck a trailer in and then like say a couple of sentences, short paragraph for each thing you're posting. Okay, so this is nice. So these are the kind of locations that whoever's doing your recce's now will have to actually go and find for your recce's. Okay, so we're going to be looking for again industrial kind of areas. Notice you've got a woods there and like a sort of run-down sort of tiled area. So once again, what you could do is you could even put down some of the student work if you wanted to say this is where we're getting the idea from. Talk about textures and stuff like that you're looking at. Okay, good. Okay. Yep, this is all fine. Are these your sort of stereotype of characters? Because if so, you might want to sort of say, this shows that this is the kind of virgin, this one's the slut, this one's the jock, this one's the whatever it is, yeah? Just to sort of make it clearer, because, I mean, that's obvious, that's the final girl, because you've written final girl. It's not really obvious what the other ones are yet, so give them like the sort of title, you know, like she's the rebel, for example, I presume, from what you've written there. Just make it a little bit easier for me to see that. Okay, colour schemes are nice. Again, what I would do here, you've analysed it, which is nice. Yeah, good, connotates hospitals. Blue, a common supernatural colour. Also, it represents cold and sort of like emotionlessness. Yeah, so that's something else you could add in. Put in trailers or posters or anything that uses those colour schemes and say, as you can see, we're using this as our influence. We're using this as our influence. Okay, very good. I like this. Yep. Good. Just talk a little bit more about. No, I like that, the doctor's handwriting thing. Yeah. Okay. Again, put in influences of where you're getting these. Where have you seen these in real media texts? All right. Now, the reason why this makes sense to do this now is because also when you do your question 1B essay on media language and you've got to write about your written codes, you are now using real media text to, you know, put up against that. Okay, so that's pretty comprehensive. I'm happy with that. That looks really good. Again, bit of annotation about why these are important, because this is like your brand now. Which of the three do you prefer out of them, all of them? I'm going with that one myself. Yeah. So I think at the bottom what you need is like a conclusion saying, having looked at all this, this is what we're going to go with. Yeah. Okay, but that's good. I think at the moment we're looking at highly proficient, so we're looking at the B area. With a few tweaks, we can move that up into the level 4 into an A. So well done, Amy. Good bit of work there. Okay, moving on to audience research then. So let's just get my blog up so we can look at any improvements that we can make on the task. So we've got the work was set. There we go. Assignment 2, pre-production deadline. There it is. Okay, so it's set on the 3rd of October, and you've had the week's extension on that. Okay, so let's go through. So we've got some trailer questions. Okay, right, so concern that I've got here is that there's not enough of it. Yeah, if you look at the guidance sheet that you were given on this post that I went through in class on the 3rd of October, one of the key concerns that we've got there is it's quite clear. 10 trailer questions, 10 poster questions, 10 magazine questions.
Yeah, I have 10 of each, but I did a few synopsis questions at the top.
Oh, so this is just like an intro?
Yes.
Oh, lovely. Okay, this is nice. This is really nice. This is very visual and easy for people to feed back on. Yeah, you have actually. Yeah, you got 10. That's great. Okay, that's nice. Magazines as well. Good. Yep. This looks quite detailed. Okay, so you've gone out and you collected the questions. That's good. This is brilliant. I'm liking this. So you've got people in your target audience. Good. So that's working towards level 4 because you're using sort of creative technology now. It's not all just SurveyMonkey based. That's lovely. Good. You've got a range of sort of social. You've got WhatsApp on there. Good. That's nice. So you've got your evidence. Good. Only looks like you've asked about 3 or 4 people though. That's the only thing. So one way you might want to bump this up, because remember you're looking at asking 20 plus. Yeah. So one thing you might want to do before the hard deadline is just supplement this by asking a few more people and putting them on there. All right. Okay. What we are missing here is the graphs to show the results. Okay. So
I'm having some trouble with SurveyMonkey, but started to get my head
if you're having problems with it, because what it should do is it should just collect all your results and then you click on analyze results and it gives you all the graphs. It makes them all for you. Yeah. So again, we've been using Snatch as our kind of go-to one. If we look through their audience research, you can see there's all of their videos like you've done. So they've used those social networks like you have, and then they've taken basically what was in SurveyMonkey. So this is the bit that's missing at the minute, is these sections here. Yeah, is the actual analysis. Now that's really important because otherwise it means you haven't actually looked at the results, so they're kind of purposeless. All right. So for this section, it's kind of it's sort of there, but it's not really finished yet. You have collected the results, but we haven't really analysed them. So we're probably looking at it being sort of, it's not basic, but it's kind of lower proficient. So it's kind of around the C area. Okay. So to move that up, we need to think about what we're doing there. Okay. Good. So that's your section done. Let's go through to where are we? We did mood boards, didn't we? Yeah, we done audience research. Right, so drafting. So drafting this one. So who's doing this? Because I don't have a name.
That was me.
That was you. Okay. So one of the key things you need to look through on here is on the examples that we've given you. Is remember at the top, you start off with the examples that you're doing on this. Okay, so the influences
Yeah, I did that.
that are for it.
It's not there.
Right.
Because I
Well,
did it straight onto the vlog. And I
okay.
did 5 and 5.
I'm just because this is just recorded feedback.
Oh,
It's
sorry.
not a discussion. Now the key thing is that this is what's being marked. So we should have an opening where I can see where the influences are coming from at the moment. Okay, for both the magazines and for that, with a bit of commentary. So at the moment, I'm a bit concerned that it's in capitals as well. Think about your presentation because you are getting marked on your presentation as well. Okay. So we've got 3 layouts here. That's good. Okay, excellent. So again, if you look at how they've laid it out, it's a little bit more kind of spaced. Yeah, rather than just one big thing in the middle, they've done 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. So look at how you're using your Weebly to lay out, because this is kind of like bang, 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 bang. Yeah, it needs to be a bit more carefully laid out in how you are arranging the pictures. Okay, so we've got the sort of like general draft of that one. Okay, so from what I can see of this, we've got, this is saying this is a magazine, but I don't know where the magazine title is, or the stuff that's around the sides or the bottom. And then this is a poster, so that to me looks more like a poster than a magazine. And that also, so they look like 3 posters to me. So I'm not sure where the magazine ones are, which is a bit of a concern because I don't have any magazine paper drafts. And again, if you look at those, you can see there's a real natural thing. That's clearly a poster. That's clearly a poster because they told me. That's clearly a poster. That's clearly a poster. And then that's clearly a magazine because it looks like a magazine. I've got the name of the magazine at the top, and I've got the layout of the pictures, and each one's different as well. So that's a bit of a concern because then I've got the Photoshop drafts of the magazines, and then the Photoshop drafts of the posters. Yeah. So at the moment, it's a bit confusing as to what it is. So I'd say the layout at the moment is basic level 2. So we're looking at a kind of between an E and a D on that. These are good, but I suspect this is incomplete because I can't see any magazine layouts, certainly not that I would recognise as looking like these kind of things. So that's a bit of a concern on that one. That will need some serious work over the half term to finish off. Also, as you can see down here, once they've done the layout, they then start. Yeah, you've got the kind of placement thing, but that's the actual electronic draft is actually showing me what's going to go in it. Yeah, this is just a kind of flat plan for it. We need to see that it's developed, and particularly, you know, we should be taking photos and stuff now to actually do a proper kind of layout for it. Okay, so this will need some serious work to get it up to the quality of the rest of it. Okay, if we go on to the next stage, is camera work. So we should have 2 videos on here, basic camera shots, so this is you guys. Okay, so as I've said on this one of the concerns I've got is the shots are good, and it looks like you colour graded it a little bit, which is nice. You framed it nicely. The only problem is this is a D grade because it's just telling me what the shot is. It's not telling me, as I've asked you to do, why you would want to use it. So again, going back to the horror blog, where this particular piece of work is, camera work lesson, let's click on that. And then, as you can see from the examples we looked at, this student, and I made this available, this student has told you why you would want to use it in a horror film. Yeah, so that needs to be consistent. So at the moment, that's a kind of D grade because all you're doing is just naming what the shot is and saying what it is, and that's not really showing how you're applying it to your film. Okay, this one's going to be the same sort of thing. You've got the music over it, which is nice. But again, we're just sort of labelling what they are. So for a higher grade, what you need to be thinking about here is why you would want to use it, what the shot sort of demonstrates. Yeah. This one's slightly better just because it's more focused on horror shots. So I think on the balance we're probably looking at a C overall with both videos included. If you want a higher grade and get it up to the sort of same quality as the other stuff, then we need to kind of get more detail in the annotations. Now you could either do that by, as you're doing now, editing the video, or you could just take a screenshot of each one. Yeah, so on here for example, you could just take a screenshot of that. Yeah, and then underneath talk about what it shows. The other thing I would do as well is I'd put in some trailers here from films that you like the camera work of and talk about those, and the prep work that both of you two did as well on rule of thirds, depth of field, using the exposure. That stuff should go on here as well to show your understanding. Yeah, so that can be improved over time. Okay, so overall we're kind of relatively there. Where are we? Yeah, we're kind of there. I think as an overall sort of thing, we're probably, you know, we've got some high bits, we've got some bits that are incomplete. We're probably looking at sort of lower proficient at the moment, around the kind of C minus kind of area. Yeah, it's kind of there, but it's not got all the bells and whistles on it to make it higher yet. Okay.